Hi everyone, thanks for clicking into the short interview with Eileen Weir from the Shankill Women's Centre. Shankill Women's Centre is funded by the Community Relations Council. The groups that Community Relations Council support with funding have continued to connect communities through this current crisis, demonstrating resilience, creativity by quickly moving to new ways of working and using online technologies. So Eileen, the Shankill Women's Centre are working hard during this pandemic to keep communities connected and engaged. Can you give us a quick insight into what you've been doing during the crisis to keep communities connected?
Yes, Paul, lockdown happened and suppose I'm unfortunate enough and a number of the other staff members in Shankill were able to work from home to keep the social distance going. I coordinate Greater North Belfast Women's Network and I get a small grant from Good Relations Council to Community Relations Council to do a wee bit of work in West Belfast as well. So what I have been doing with the lockdown is I have been having meetings, still continuing with my meetings. I'm doing a lot of Zoom meetings. Mm-hmm. A lot of my work also, is about feeding the information into the communities. So I have been attending a lot of other meetings to feed in the information to the networks that I coordinate. A lot of the women of the network in North Belfast, 95% of them are all out in the community doing food banks, picking up prescriptions, doing people's groceries. They're very active in and around their communities. Some of them have had to self-isolate because of an elderly parent or a partner that wasn't well. So we're actually I'm ringing them and just to make sure that they have everything that they need, and if there's anything that they need or any support that they need, that because it's a network, we can signpost to a lot of different organisations. We're finding it hard probably to get their shopping in because Tesco's and Asda and all the stores had no gaps for deliveries. So we were able to make sure that they got enough in that they needed. Phone calls, a lot of people when you're on the meetings, you can sort of see by body language who's struggling more because mental health is a big issue, and isolation, especially people who have been very active within their communities, no longer can be that active and doing what they should be doing. So it's a very stressful time because at the beginning, I think a lot of them, to getting their head around it, they felt that they were useless. But that only lasted for about a week, maybe 2 weeks. And now I'm getting regular updates on the work that they're all doing out in the community. I'm also in the proceeds of doing a personal development course over Zoom. I'm just waiting on some information about technology, getting it across, so I'll still be able to do my personal development program, which is very useful at this time because there's a bit of a cognitive thinking in it, which would help people if they're struggling with their mental health or struggling with stress. And it's a good tool for them to think things through rather than to react, to act on how they're behaving themselves. A lot of good self-talk in it, self-awareness. And hopefully by next week I'll have recruited people to take part in that Zoom personal development course that I'll be able to do whether I'm in work or not in work. I'll be able to do it over the Zoom meeting from my own living room. And have a classroom in front of me. But we're waiting on some technology to do that because not everybody can actually access it if they don't have a tablet. So we're looking at, and I have to say CRC are actually supporting me in that and helping me with that through the North Belfast Good Relations Fund. But good relations, yourself, Paul, and the other Paul and Andy. I have to say that you are looking after us very, very well. as a
Right.
cotton body, I have to say.
Yeah.
And the flexibility has been very much appreciated. Of where I am not doing what's on my job description, but I am doing a lot more that's not on my job description
And it's
to
equally
keep
as
those
important.
contacts together within the networks, and make sure that people keep the good relations going, whether it's through a phone call, through an email, or through a Zoom meeting. We need to keep that good relations work going, and in particular North Belfast, because we have a very good group of people who are funded through CRC in North Belfast, and people are going to places now that they wouldn't normally go, and that's because of the relationships and the trust and the friendship that has been built throughout not only the community workers but also the community in general.
Brilliant to hear. But look, despite the challenges you face, what has worked particularly well for you that other groups might learn from?
I think it's because I have a big network.
Yeah.
And we all have those networks, but I actively try to keep my networks alive. And I just don't network with people who I normally would work with, like the North Belfast Women's Network, the West Belfast Women's Network. I also would be in touch with Foyle's Women's Network down in Derry.
Mm-hmm.
I would keep in touch with them as well, because they're doing stuff in Derry that we can benefit out of it, and vice versa. So it's about sharing your experiences, what works, but also what doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because if it's not working, then you can sort of guide other people. No, don't try that. Try it this way. So it's about communicating beyond your comfort zone,
Yeah.
and keeping in touch with those people who are maybe outside your remit, but it's stretching. Yesterday, Maeve from the Bloody Sunday Project I had a Zoom meeting with Maeve. With 3 programs set in place, just waiting to see how the social distance and isolation thing's going to work, and hopefully we'll hear something on Sunday. But I have 3 things already set up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also speaking to some of the other ones who's funded by CRC, Linda Irvine being one of them. I'm going to, when I get the technology, Linda's going to do an Irish language class for me over Zoom, so that I can keep that good relations stuff going, and maybe take their mind off something else that's maybe happening within their home or within their community, to try and just get them all to have a good old fight again, a good old row, and a good old debate sometimes. If I wasn't having the rows and the debates, then my work's done. But, and it's good, and that's healthy to have those healthy conversations, even though it's maybe over Zoom. But it actually probably be easier controlled, because you can turn their mics off if they're saying too much. But it's about putting that bit of fun in too. We need to keep the spirits up and try to motivate. I send good morning messages out over WhatsApp every morning, to motivate them, and they all come back. And I'm going to get probably some stick when we are all back for some of the stuff that I'm sending out. But it's keeping humour going. It's keeping people laughing, and when you're laughing, you're not crying.
That's Eileen. Thank you very much indeed. Very much appreciated. Good luck. Stay safe. And of course, viewers, you can keep up to date with your work by visiting Shankill Women's Centre website and social media pages. Again, Eileen, thank you very much indeed for your time.